Hi, my name is Gala Del Gross, and my presentation will explore Australia's cultural background, food habits, and how these influence the nation's overall health outcomes. So, a little bit about the historical and religious background of Australia. Before European settlement, Indigenous Australians had rich spiritual traditions. So then after when the British colonized in 1788, Christianity became the most dominant religion through influence. But today, Australia is shifting more towards spirituality over an organized religion. A little bit about the education and religious background of Australia. Australia has a very strong education system, but poverty still remains an issue for the country. And despite high literacy and education enrollment, economic disparities can influence nutrition and health outcomes overall. So this is a graph I made for this statistic, and um, something that really stood out for me was that Australia is the 15th highest in poverty among wealthy nations, and that just was a really big indicator for me on like the different disparities that this country has. So, about the geography and environment of Australia, the geography plays a really key role in food access. Australia's dry climate and remote regions make it harder to distribute fresh produce, impacting both the cost and quality of food for the country as a whole. So, this is a map of Australia's geography, and it shows the portions of the country that are arid versus semi-arid, and this does overall impact the quality of food for the country. So, for Indigenous Australians, health is seen as a balance between the body, spirit, and environment. Colonization disrupted traditional medicine and connections to land, affecting the overall knowledge of well-being today in their society. Australian cuisine reflects its multicultural society. European and Asian influences are combined with native ingredients. So today, meals are more casual and often feature grilled meats and fresh produce compared to the native indigenous people's food from the past. So, food preservation historically relied on drying and salting food products. But with today's technology, that is not necessary anymore. Australians today maintained a relaxed dining culture through customs like how utensils are used, and some iconic foods like Vegemite are uniquely theirs. Australian dietary patterns directly affect national health. Diets that are rich in fresh produce and fish and meat support better physical and mental health, while processed foods contribute to obesity and chronic diseases such as diabetes. So, when Australians move abroad, particularly to the US, or they migrate to any other country, they tend to adopt less healthy habits due to food availability and lifestyle. Promoting balance in traditional meals can protect the overall long-term health of a society. So, in summary, Australia's cultural roots, environment, and diverse population all influence how people eat and view health. Traditional and modern food habits together define the country's nutritional trends and health outcomes. Encouraging fresh, balanced meals while limiting processed foods can help reduce chronic diseases and promote the overall well being. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation.